Chosen one, this is not an accident. Heaven has arranged this moment with divine precision. You didn't stumble here by chance, you were summoned. The same hand that wrote your name in light last night has drawn you here now, because what was sealed in heaven is about to be revealed on earth. The air around you is not ordinary. It carries the vibration of breakthrough. You are standing at the threshold of a supernatural transfer, where what was withheld is being released and what was delayed is being delivered. Anointed one, the scroll of your destiny has been unsealed. The chains that once held your promise are falling away even now. You've been asking when the tide would turn, and heaven answers, now. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Jeremiah 29:11. Every loss you endured was a setup for restoration. Every delay was divine preparation for abundance. Chosen one, this is your Kairos moment, the appointed hour where faith meets fulfillment. Stay alert. Heaven is moving in your direction. The transfer has begun, and your name is written on it. Chosen one, listen closely. Heaven moved while the world slept. What you're feeling right now isn't anxiety or confusion. It's spiritual confirmation. Your spirit senses that something has shifted in the unseen, that the air itself feels different. That's not your imagination. The atmosphere around your destiny has changed. There was a meeting in the courts of heaven last night, and your name was spoken. The sound of it carried through eternity like thunder wrapped in light. Angels stood in silence. As the decree went forth, the delay is over. I know what it feels like to walk through seasons where everything seems still, when your prayers echo back with no answer, when doors refuse to open, and when you start to wonder if heaven has forgotten your address. I've been there too, but what I've learned is that silence is never absence. When it seems like nothing is moving, that's when heaven is rearranging everything beneath the surface. Chosen one, last night wasn't ordinary. Heaven recalibrated your path. The obstacles that looked permanent are already being removed. Someone who was positioned to block your breakthrough has been exposed. What was spoken against you in secret has been overturned in the spirit. You may not see the full picture yet, but the shift has already taken place. Your life is about to reveal what your spirit already knows, that the hand of God has moved. You see, divine change rarely begins with noise. It starts quietly, like dawn breaking through the edges of night. The angels don't move with chaos, they move with precision. While you slept, they placed divine keys into the hands of those assigned to unlock your next season. The resources, the connections, the opportunities, all of it is aligning under heaven's command. There is a reason you woke up restless. Your soul recognizes what your mind hasn't yet understood. The waiting season is ending. You've carried the weight of false delays, but the verdict has been reversed. Where you saw lack, heaven now sees overflow. Where you saw endings, heaven has declared beginnings. I've walked through moments where I thought it was over, when what I built collapsed, when people I trusted walked away, when all I had left was faith so small it barely felt alive. But it was in that emptiness that I learned this truth. Heaven never abandons those it anoints, it repositions them. What feels like loss is often the hand of God clearing the stage for divine replacement. Chosen one, you are standing in that exact moment right now, a holy intersection between what was and what's about to be. The old version of your story cannot continue. Heaven has rewritten the next chapter, and it begins with restoration. Everything that was delayed is being delivered. Everything stolen is returning sevenfold. And the angels are not confused about who it belongs to. They know your name. So, stay still. Stay present. Let your spirit absorb this truth. You are no longer waiting for favor. Favor is waiting for you. Every chain that held you back has been burned in the fire of divine justice. The archangels have seen it. The heavens have recorded it. now the earth must manifest it. Chosen one, this is not another inspirational message. This is a spiritual notice, heaven's confirmation that your time has come. The scroll of your life has been reopened, and the ink is still fresh. God is rewriting what was once lost in delay, and the outcome is victory. Something sacred is unfolding right now. Do not rush this moment. The next breath, the next heartbeat, the next whisper of faith could be the one that pulls your miracle from the unseen into your reality. Stay with me, because what comes next will show you why the archangels trembled when your name was spoken. Chosen one, heaven has already moved, but now it's waiting on your recognition. What was once withheld from you is being transferred, not through effort, but through alignment. You're stepping into what I call the divine exchange, where everything you lost is not merely replaced, but transformed into glory. While you were sleeping, the spiritual realm was wide awake. Heaven was busy returning what belonged to you, but not in the same form. What was stolen from your hands has been purified in the fire and is now coming back multiplied. The financial drought that seemed endless, the emotional exhaustion that drained you, the unseen battles that made you question your purpose, all of it was part of an invisible transaction. You gave God your pain, and He gave you His plan. Anointed one, there are moments in life when the exchange happens silently. You won't always feel the breakthrough the moment it arrives. Sometimes it's like when rain first touches dry ground, quiet but undeniable. That's where you are right now. Heaven is pouring out divine provision, favor, and supernatural clarity over your life, and it's happening faster than your eyes can adjust. I've lived through these exchanges before. I remember when everything I valued slipped away, and I thought I was losing everything. But later, I realized I wasn't losing, I was being traded up. Heaven was taking what had expired and replacing it with what was eternal. Sometimes, God closes a door not because you failed, but because the room it leads to no longer fits your calling. Chosen one, hear me clearly. The season that tried to bury you was never your ending. It was the womb of your rebirth. Heaven didn't forget your sacrifice, your sleepless nights, your prayers whispered through tears. Every single moment was recorded. Malachi speaks of a book of remembrance, and I need you to know your name is written there. Every act of faith you sowed in silence has matured in heaven's soil. Now the harvest is coming, not in small ways, not in subtle hints, but in undeniable waves. Your finances will begin to shift. Doors you didn't even knock on will begin to open. Conversations will turn in your favor. It's not coincidence, it's convergence. The invisible has decided to reveal itself through divine timing. The archangels saw it last night. They witnessed your name being re-established. They heard the decree, restore all that was taken. Archangel Michael stood guard as chains broke off your destiny. Gabriel carried the sound of your release through the heavens like thunder across dimensions. You didn't see it, but the sound of your deliverance echoed through eternity. And I know sometimes you still doubt. You still ask, what if nothing changes? But I tell you this, something already has. The ground beneath your spirit has shifted. The vibration of your name in the spirit has been rewritten in victory. And though your circumstances may not yet mirror it, they are catching up, because what heaven declares, earth must obey. I once thought breakthrough meant seeing an instant miracle. But the truth is, deeper breakthrough is when heaven's decision starts manifesting in your life. It begins in your awareness. When you start believing differently, speaking differently, and walking differently, you align yourself with what God has already released. Chosen one, heaven has given you something powerful, the authority to agree. When you say, I receive it, you're not begging for blessing, you're activating it. The same voice that called light out of darkness is now calling abundance out of your situation. You may not feel qualified for this transfer, But hear me, grace never checks credentials. Heaven chooses by purpose, not perfection. And you, anointed one, are chosen not because of your record, but because of your resilience. The divine exchange is complete. Heaven gave the order, the angels executed it. Now your spirit must accept it. What was withheld has been released. What was broken is being rebuilt. What was hidden is now being revealed. Stay in this moment, chosen one. The next revelation will explain why heaven moved the way it did, and why your name was written in light last night. Chosen one, heaven does not move randomly. Every shaking, every storm, every silence had a reason. You have been walking through what felt like chaos, but in truth, it was divine investigation. Heaven was gathering evidence on your behalf. And last night, the verdict was read aloud. Justice has been rendered in your favor. You may not have realized it, but there were people and powers who tried to rewrite your destiny in secret. Some smiled in your presence while sowing words of limitation behind your back. Others took advantage of your patience, mistook your humility for weakness, and used your loyalty as leverage. But heaven saw it all. Nothing escaped divine awareness. And last night, the record was corrected. Anointed one, there are scrolls in the spirit realm, records that hold the truth about your life. They document not only your mistakes, but also your endurance, your prayers, your tears, your faith. Those scrolls were opened before the throne, and your name was found clean. Every false accusation, every word curse, every injustice that has lingered over your life erased. The spiritual weight that made it hard for you to breathe has been lifted. I've seen this pattern before. I remember when betrayal broke me, when I trusted someone who weaponized my kindness. For a while, I thought God was silent, but I later learned He was documenting. Every wrong done against you becomes a seed in heaven's soil, and in due time, God Himself repays with restoration. That's the season you've entered, the season of reversal. The archangels trembled when the decree was spoken, because they saw the exchange of power. Thrones in the unseen shifted. Influence that once worked against you was dismantled, and favor was reassigned to your name. Someone who once stood above you in status or opportunity has been spiritually repositioned. Their time expired the moment you chose faith over fear. Heaven doesn't need to announce its justice in headlines. It proves it through transformation. The same people who counted you out will soon witness what happens when divine order is restored. It won't come as revenge, it will come as undeniable elevation. You won't have to defend yourself. The fruit of your life will speak for you. Chosen one, you are not cursed, you are being clarified. Every test has purified your motives, refined your discernment, and sharpened your spiritual vision. You no longer react like before. You no longer chase what distracts you. That's why you felt the isolation. Heaven was pulling you out of circles that could not go where you're going. There's something else you must understand. Justice is not only about what is taken from others and given to you, it's about alignment. Heaven is aligning your external reality with your internal truth. The identity that heaven knows, the confident, radiant, chosen version of you, is finally breaking through the shell of who you used to be. I've seen this happen in my own life. When God begins to move in justice, He starts with awareness. You begin to see people's real intentions. Conversations expose what was hidden. Situations that used to confuse you suddenly make sense. That's not paranoia, that's clarity. Heaven is letting you see behind the curtain because your discernment is now a weapon of light. Anointed one, last night was not just an act of protection, it was a prophetic transfer of authority. What once intimidated you now fears your awakening. You are no longer the wounded version of yourself. You are the restored heir of divine inheritance. The moment you begin to believe that, heaven begins to enforce it. Justice has already been delivered. You don't have to fight for it. You only have to walk in it. Speak differently. Pray differently. Expect differently. You are not trying to earn what's yours. You are simply stepping into what's already been declared. Chosen one, heaven has done its part. The angels are watching to see if you will do yours. The only thing standing between you and the manifestation of your breakthrough is hesitation. Let it go. Let faith become movement. Because what's coming next is the revelation of restoration in the natural realm. Heaven has already decided now. The earth is preparing to show it. Chosen one, what's happening now is not imagination, it's manifestation. You are standing at the border between the unseen and the visible, and heaven is beginning to press your blessing through the veil. What was declared last night in the courts of eternity is now seeking a landing place on earth, and that landing place is you. When restoration begins, it rarely looks like what we expect. Sometimes it starts as exhaustion lifting off your shoulders, or a sudden peace where there used to be pressure. Sometimes it's the phone call that changes everything, the opportunity that appears from nowhere, or the apology you never thought you'd hear. But make no mistake, these are not coincidences. These are confirmations. Anointed one, the restoration that is unfolding isn't partial, it's total. It touches everything connected to you. Your finances, your relationships, your health, your sense of direction. Heaven does not restore casually, it restores completely. The God who healed Job after the storm did not just give him back what he lost, he doubled it. And that same divine principle is moving in your life right now. You've walked through fire, through disappointment, through seasons where the silence felt suffocating. But those weren't wasted years, they were the refining furnace. The gold of your purpose needed heat to reveal its shine. And now the glow of your destiny is beginning to show through the ashes. You are not coming back the same. You are returning stronger, clearer, and crowned with wisdom. I know this process. I've felt the tension of praying with empty hands, of smiling while breaking inside, of wondering if faith still worked. But what I learned, and what you're about to experience, is that restoration doesn't depend on visible proof. It begins the moment you align your spirit with heaven's decree. The angels aren't waiting for your perfection, they're waiting for your permission. The moment you say, I receive, the gates begin to open. Chosen one, the archangels have been assigned to oversee your transition. Michael stands at the threshold guarding your breakthrough. Gabriel is carrying the sound of your release through the heavens. Every delay has already been overturned. Every false barrier has already been dissolved, and the blessings that were once intercepted by spiritual resistance are now being rerouted directly to your name. You will begin to notice the signs. Ideas that were dormant will awaken. Dreams you thought had died will stir again. Divine connections will appear, and provision will begin to meet purpose. It will feel like coincidence to others, but you will know it's heaven's fingerprint, because when God restores, he does so with such elegance that it leaves no doubt, only awe. Anointed one, you must prepare your environment for what's coming. Remove what reminds you of lack. Speak what reminds you of faith. Write down what you want heaven to establish and declare it as already done. Don't wait to feel ready. Act as one who's already received. Restoration responds to readiness. There was a night not long ago when I stood in prayer and said, God, I don't understand why everything is shaking. And I felt in my spirit, because what's unstable cannot stay when glory is arriving. That's what's happening to you right now. The shaking was never to destroy, it was to make room. The losses were never punishment, they were preparation. Heaven has not forgotten a single seed you've sown, a single sacrifice you've made, a single tear you've shed. Every one of them has matured into this moment. The supernatural wealth, wisdom, and favor that were delayed are now converging. The vaults of heaven have been opened, and what was once withheld is now being transferred. Chosen one, your restoration will not be quiet. It will be visible. It will be undeniable. Even those who dismissed you will have to admit, God has done this. You are walking into divine recovery so complete that it will rewrite your reputation. This is not the end of your waiting. This is the beginning of your winning. Stay rooted, stay faithful, and keep your heart steady, because what's about to appear will prove that every hidden battle was worth it. Chosen one, this is the hour when heaven's economy begins to touch earth. What you are stepping into now is not merely restoration, it is transfer. The divine wealth, influence, and opportunity that once belonged to the unrighteous are being reassigned to the hands of the faithful. You are one of those hands. While the world measures wealth in numbers, heaven measures it in purpose. This is not just about money, it's about mission. The Most High is releasing resources because your assignment requires them. The same way Joseph was elevated in Egypt not for comfort but for provision, you are being positioned not for luxury but for legacy. You will carry what others mishandled and use it to build what others abandoned. Anointed one, you must understand this transfer didn't start when you saw it. It started when you endured the season of lack with integrity. Heaven watched how you remained generous when you had little, how you kept faith when others mocked your prayers. Every test was a transaction. Every act of obedience became a seed in the treasury of heaven. And now the account is being opened in your name. I know this part of the journey. I've seen how God transfers wealth through strange means, a cancelled debt, a sudden promotion, a door that opens without explanation. Once, I received a breakthrough that made no logical sense. I had been faithful, but the timing was impossible. And then out of nowhere, what I lost was returned with interest. That's when I understood. Divine transfers are not earned, they're entrusted. Chosen one, heaven entrusts favor only to those who can carry it without arrogance. That's why your struggle lasted longer than you expected, because your heart needed to be strong enough to handle the blessing. You were not delayed, you were being prepared. God was ensuring that when the increase came, it would not destroy your humility. Right now, angels are in motion, reassigning influence, redirecting opportunities, and releasing abundance into the hands of those who walk in obedience. What was stored up in other generations, what was blocked by corruption, what was buried by fear, it's being released through divine order. This is why the air feels different around you. This is why your dreams are becoming more vivid. The realm of the Spirit is active, and your name is on the scroll of release. The archangels saw it. They witnessed your name written beside a decree of inheritance fulfilled. Gabriel carried the word across dimensions, and Michael sealed it in fire. They trembled not from fear but from awe, because few understand the magnitude of what heaven just transferred into your account. Anointed one, it's time to shift your mindset from survival to stewardship. The resources coming your way are not random, they are revelation in physical form. They are answers to the prayers you prayed when you had nothing but faith. Handle them with wisdom, invest in purpose, bless those who have poured into you. And always remember, abundance is not evidence of superiority, it's proof of responsibility. If you have felt unseen, overlooked, or forgotten, hear me now. Heaven never overlooks its chosen. Your obedience has been weighed and found faithful. And because of that, the scales of justice have tilted in your favor. The transfer is active. It has already begun. Don't let fear make you forfeit what has already been delivered. Speak over your atmosphere. Say, I am ready to receive. Because readiness is not about ability, it's about agreement. The universe bends to those who align with divine order. When your spirit says yes, doors respond. Chosen one, this is not prosperity hype. This is prophetic truth. The wealth you're stepping into will fund freedom, not ego. It will build foundations, not facades. The transfer is both spiritual and material wisdom for your mind, clarity for your path, and provision for your purpose. What you have endured was the down payment. What you are about to hold is the harvest. Stay close, because in the next part, heaven will reveal how to walk in this transfer without losing your alignment. You've received it, now you must learn to carry it. Chosen one, now that heaven has released it, the question is no longer, when will it happen? It's, how will you walk in it? Because every divine gift carries a responsibility, and every transfer comes with a test. The breakthrough you prayed for will require the wisdom you developed in the wilderness. This is not the time to drift. This is the time to discern. The first thing you must understand, Anointed One, is that spiritual wealth and material wealth move by the same law stewardship. Heaven does not pour into open hands that leak. It pours into vessels that are sealed by discipline, humility, and gratitude. What you've received is sacred currency. It's not just money or influence, it's the trust of God, and trust must be honored. You may not see everything at once. The release comes in stages, like light breaking through morning mist. At first, you will feel the peace, that unexplainable calm that replaces anxiety. Then, opportunities will begin to present themselves, not chaotic or rushed, but clear, aligned, unmistakably divine. Finally, provision will flow not as a flood that drowns you, but as a river that carries you. When you recognize these signs, do not boast. Stay low before heaven. Remember, what has been transferred was never yours to hoard. It's yours to carry. And those who carry kingdom wealth are never slaves to it. You are not a collector of blessings. You are a channel of flow. The more you release, the more heaven replenishes. I learned this the hard way. In a season of plenty, I thought increase meant control. I held tightly to what God gave me, afraid I would lose it again. But the more I clenched, the more I felt the flow stop. Then the Spirit whispered, "You're not meant to keep the river, you're meant to keep it moving." From that moment, I understood heaven blesses movement, not fear. Chosen one, this divine transfer is meant to flow through you, not just to you. There are people whose prayers are connected to your obedience. There are lives waiting for your generosity, your mentorship, your compassion. The supernatural wealth in your hands is a tool to break cycles, to restore hope, to plant seeds that outlive your name. That is how heaven measures success. But be aware, with every new level of favor comes a new layer of distraction. Not every voice deserves your ear. Not every opportunity is an assignment. The enemy cannot steal what God has already signed, so instead, he will try to scatter your focus. Stay grounded in presence, not noise. Guard your peace like a treasure chest. When you feel overwhelmed, withdraw and listen not to the crowd but to the whisper. Heaven speaks softly because truth never competes with chaos. You will also notice something unusual. Those who once ignored you will begin to approach you again. They will sense the glow of your elevation and try to attach themselves to your new season. Do not let guilt guide your decisions. Kindness does not require access. Discernment is not cruelty. The ones meant to walk with you will recognize your assignment. The ones who only admired your anointing will fall away. This is your training in authority. Wealth in heaven's eyes is never just possession, it's perception. How you see determines what you keep. When you look at your life and say, "This is divine," it becomes sacred. When you treat what you've received as common, it begins to fade. Honor multiplies, neglect diminishes. Anointed One, you are no longer in survival mode, you are in stewardship mode. Every word you speak, every decision you make now, shapes the landscape of the blessings being released. So walk slowly, listen deeply, speak intentionally. The more peace you cultivate, the more heaven expands your territory. And as you do, remember this truth. The transfer is not the destination, it is the beginning. What you have received is only the first wave of a greater unveiling. Heaven is testing your rhythm. Can you hold abundance and still remain pure? Can you be powerful and still stay kind? Can you prosper and still kneel? If you can, then the next dimension of the transfer, the one that changes generations, will open. But first, heaven must see that you can walk in this one with grace. Chosen one, stay steady. Heaven is watching how you handle what others mishandled. The next measure of glory depends on how you carry this one. Chosen one, the moment you begin to walk in your blessing, heaven doesn't step back, it leans closer, because this is the most delicate phase, the refinement of the crown. You have received favor, you have stepped into visibility, and the spiritual winds are shifting around you. But what sustains you now is not noise or applause, it is character. The world celebrates elevation, but heaven studies endurance. The angels are not impressed by titles, they are moved by integrity. This next season of your life is not about proving that you were right, it's about showing that you were ready. Anointed one, you will notice that certain doors begin to open without you asking. People will mention your name in rooms you've never entered. Ideas you once doubted will suddenly bear fruit. This is not coincidence, this is the favor that was sealed last night, now becoming visible. But remember this, when heaven elevates you, it tests how you treat the small things. When power arrives, humility must anchor it. Do not rush to speak where silence would speak louder. Do not fight for validation when truth already carries your name. The enemy no longer attacks your weakness, he now studies your strength. If he cannot stop your blessing, he will try to distort your heart. So stay alert, stay grateful, stay grounded. I remember when success first brushed my life. I had prayed for it, fought for it, fasted for it. But when it finally came, it revealed something unexpected, pride hiding behind my prayers. I wanted the platform, but not the patience. I wanted the glory, but not the governance. And so God pulled me aside again, not to punish, but to purify. He reminded me that the crown he gives is not made of gold, but of obedience. Chosen one, the same refining fire that tested you in struggle will test you in success. It's easy to trust God when you have nothing. It's harder when you have everything. The divine transfer was never meant to inflate you. It was meant to entrust you. Heaven gives gifts not to exalt the person, but to exalt the purpose. You are not simply blessed, you are assigned. Now listen carefully. There are two paths after elevation, preservation or pride. One leads to legacy, the other to loss. To preserve what you've been given, stay hidden in gratitude. Make thanksgiving your first language. When you wake, say, "Thank you for trusting me." When you sleep, say, "Thank you for carrying me." Gratitude is the shield that keeps glory from becoming arrogance. Anointed one, your life is becoming a testimony others will study. People will ask, how did they rise from nothing? And your answer must always point upward. He did it, because that humility keeps the heavens open. If you ever wonder why some people rise quickly but fall just as fast, it's because they wanted elevation without evolution. But you, chosen one, have been through too much to make that mistake. You were trained in obscurity, so you could stand in purity. The light now on you is not meant to expose, it's meant to reflect. You are not called to be worshipped, you are called to become a mirror of divine mercy. Let your presence remind others of what endurance looks like. Let your story prove that waiting was worth it. And when people ask how you survived the pain, tell them because fire cannot destroy what God refines. Your scars are not disqualifications, they are credentials. The oil you carry flows from those wounds. Every loss became an altar, every tear became a key, and every delay became a seed of dominion. That's why you're unstoppable now, not because you've gained power, but because you've gained perspective. Chosen one, wear your crown quietly. Let your fruit speak louder than your mouth. Those who mocked you will soon study you. Those who ignored you will soon seek your wisdom. But your response must not be pride, it must be peace. You are not here to prove them wrong. You are here to prove that grace works. And so heaven watches, not to test your perfection, but to witness your transformation. You are no longer the wounded wanderer, you are the refined vessel. The fire that once terrified you now glows around you as light. You don't fear the storm anymore, you carry it. This, anointed one, is the refinement of the crown, to rule not through dominance, but through discernment, to lead not from ego, but from empathy, to shine not for attention, but as evidence that the divine still chooses the humble. Your assignment is not over. The greatest chapter is about to unfold, where you turn blessing into impact, favor into foundation, and revelation into revolution. Chosen one, this is the hour when purpose begins to take shape, when everything you've walked through starts to make sense. The trials weren't random, the delays weren't punishment, and the pain wasn't wasted. Heaven used every chapter to build a foundation that would last longer than your lifetime. You are not just stepping into blessing, you are stepping into legacy. Anointed one, legacy doesn't begin when you die. It begins when you decide that your story will serve more than just yourself. Every victory you've received was meant to open doors for others. The wealth, wisdom, and visibility that heaven transferred to you are not final rewards. They are raw materials. And now heaven is saying, build systems that heal, build homes that restore, build messages that awaken, build spaces where others can find the God who found you. Because the anointing you carry is generational, it is not meant to end with you. The blessings that once flowed to your hands must now flow through your hands. That's how heaven multiplies. I've seen this moment before, when a person realizes that their purpose was never about survival, but about succession. I remember the first time I gave away something I thought I couldn't live without, and instead of loss, I felt expansion. That's when I understood. What you release for God doesn't disappear, it multiplies. And that is the law of legacy. Chosen one, heaven has watched you overcome betrayal, silence, lack, and misunderstanding. And now it is entrusting you with influence, not for recognition, but for redemption. You are a carrier of divine restoration. Wherever you go, systems will begin to shift. Conversations will change, because your voice carries heavenly frequency. Environments will heal, simply because your spirit carries peace. But remember this, legacy requires intention. It is not built in noise, but in stillness. Spend time in solitude. Let God show you the blueprint. You don't need everyone's approval. You only need heaven's alignment. The same angels who fought for your release are now assigned to guide your building. They will place divine ideas in your dreams, strategies in your spirit, and helpers in your path. Be patient with the process. Great legacies are not constructed overnight. They are carved in prayer, brick by brick, revelation by revelation. Don't measure progress by applause. Measure it by obedience. Heaven's definition of success is simple. Did you finish what you were called to do? Anointed one, I need you to see yourself the way heaven sees you, not as a survivor, but as a steward of something eternal. You are the bridge between what was broken and what will be whole. Your life will be the evidence that obedience rewrites bloodlines, that faith doesn't just save souls, it saves stories. The people who will come after you, your family, your spiritual children, the ones who will listen to your words years from now, will walk in freedom because you decided not to quit. You are not just living for the moment, you are living for eternity's memory. Every choice you make now echoes in the timeline of generations. I know it feels heavy sometimes, the weight of calling, the pressure of being chosen, but remember, heaven would not have selected you if you weren't ready. You carry both the scars of survival and the seal of divine authority. That combination makes you unstoppable. You don't just represent deliverance, you embody it. Chosen one, this is your charge. Guard the purity of what heaven has placed within you. Refuse to shrink back into comfort. Speak when heaven prompts you. Give when others hold back. Forgive even when it costs you. That is how legacies are built, through quiet, consistent obedience in the unseen places. And when you feel weary, look up. The same light that guided you out of the valley is still above you, leading you forward. You're not just walking toward a future, you're walking toward fulfillment. The angels are still watching, not in silence but in song. They're singing your name in gratitude because you didn't give up. Heaven is proud of you. The story that began in struggle is ending in strength. You are the living proof that what the enemy meant for harm, God turned for good. The heavens have recorded it, your awakening, your restoration, your rise. So now, walk forward, chosen one, not as a survivor of battles past, but as an architect of eternal legacy. Let your life echo in heaven's halls. Let your love rewrite the story of generations. Let your obedience be the bridge that brings light where darkness once ruled. The scroll is no longer sealed. The fire is no longer hidden. You have become the message. This is your destiny, and heaven is still applauding. Chosen one, as this divine revelation comes to its close, heaven does not fall silent, it waits. The angels who watched over your night are still surrounding you now. What was released into your life is already moving, unseen but unstoppable. You are no longer standing on the edge of breakthrough, you are standing inside it. Anointed one, this is your Kairos moment, the hour heaven wrote in gold before you were born. The veil has lifted, the scroll has turned, and your name has been spoken in the chambers of light. Every loss is being rewritten into restoration, every delay converted into divine acceleration. You are walking into what was already decreed. Do not fear what comes next. Walk with reverence. The angels who warred for you are now guiding your steps. The provision, the peace, the promotion, it's not coming someday. It has begun. Breathe it in. Receive it. Let your atmosphere match what heaven has already confirmed. Chosen one, lift your head. Speak this truth aloud. I walk in what God has already finished. Say it until your soul agrees. Your life has shifted from waiting to walking, from praying to possessing. The transfer is complete. The promise is alive. If this word stirred your spirit, let heaven know. Declare Amen below as your seal of agreement. Stay aligned, stay faithful, and remember, heaven's eyes are still on you. The story has turned, and glory is already in motion.